Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Great Malabite, thank God it's Friday.
Yes. Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Yes, we'll start the review with this day Nigeria's newspaper of record. Starting from the window story above the masthead, Wale Edun, Nigeria needs to generate adequate revenues, not borrowing to fund 2024 budget. Senate raises concerns over poor MDA's revenue projections leakages. Yes, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy was at the National Assembly Committee to discuss the 2024 budget. Of course, it's soundbite, the right one you will say. Too much borrowing, not good for the economy. So, but where would the money come from? Because there's already huge deficit in the 2024 budget as projected. So where will the money come from? Where will the economists in him succumb to political pressure to go all the way and borrow? Because at the end of the day, the government will find money one way or the other to carry out its budget. But we'll see how well Wale Edun will withstand the pressure not to do ways and means, not to go so much a borrowing as has been the norm in the past. Now, below that story, there's another story. Federal government withdraws $1.1 billion case against Italian oil giant ENI. In fact, that story caught my attention. And, of course, if we look at what the story is saying, ENI, the Italian oil company that has been at the center of OPL 245, the very rich oil block that has been immersed in controversy ever since. But why this story is interesting is that Nigeria is withdrawing the civil claims totaling $1.1 billion against energy giant ENI SPA, ending the long battle in Italian courts over allegations of corruption in an oil field deal, because the $11 billion ENI was said to have paid was allegedly shared as bribes. So, why will this government be withdrawing that case? The nation will also irrevocably waive the right to any further legal action in Italy against ENI, its affiliates, and current and past officers in regard to rights for the field known as OPL 245. Now, ENI has a subsidiary. Its subsidiary in Nigeria is Nigeria Ajib Oil Company that runs its swamp and land oil exploration and exploitation in a joint venture agreement. Only in September, ENI agreed to sell its Ajib facilities to Owando. And only early this week or late last week, Owando is seeking $800 million from Afrexim to purchase Ajib facilities. Now, the parent company ENI is having this reprieve. Nigeria withdrawing its case against Italian giant ENI. Any nexus, any connection? Well, it's a story.
That's a tedious story.
Well, it's a story we'll continue to look at and follow. Now, the lead story. Fagbemi prosecution of alleged terrorists resumes in 2 weeks, says federal government secured over 500 convictions, 45 billion naira for officials in 2 years. Ribadu, Nigerian security situation has improved under Tinubu, urges Nigerians to be patient with president. Of course, no Ribadu, National Security Advisor, making that statement yesterday at the editors' conference, and the Vanguard newspaper also reporting the story. First, about the masthead, editors confirm fireworks as stakeholders interrogate national security threats to elections, media reforms. Now, the lead story, editors confirm why kidnapping has replaced armed robbery. NSA, that's the National Security Advisor. Senate summons NSA service chiefs over insecurity. Reps fume turn back service chiefs, IGP's representative over debate on security challenges. Bandits abduct Kaduna district head as soldiers ambush arms supplier. Gunmen kill abducted priests after collecting 1 million naira ransom in Kogi. NMA threatens strike over kidnap of 10 doctors in Enugu. Yet, you see, security is improving. Now, if we look at the Daily Trust newspaper, of course, there are other security-related stories just below the masthead. Daily Trust. Bandits kill mother, newborn, others in Sokoto. Now, the lead story of the Daily Trust newspaper. Appeal court sacks Zamfara governor. Orders were run in 3 local government areas. Kano, Bauchi, governors no fate today. Panic foodstuff buying in Kano over fear of violence. Police warn against wild jubilation in Bauchi. Yes, another story below the lead there in the Daily Trust newspaper. Dollar hits 1,105 naira at official market. And according to this report, yes, when trading opened at the official market yesterday, the naira hit 1,105, but it closed at 835 yesterday at the official market. So much for the naira and its depreciating value. Now, the security situation is such that even the Senate yesterday had to intervene, and they have summoned all the service chiefs based on a motion sponsored, and it was adopted. The motion was sponsored by Senator Abdulaziz Musa Yaradua from Katsina State on the state of insecurity in the country. So it is not just enough for the National Security Advisor to tell Nigerians that indeed security situation has improved, because the New Telegraph also reporting a story in the front page of New Telegraph there. Benue farmers in Nasarawa protest herdsmen genocide. Says 4,700 farmers killed. 652,260 households homeless as a result of insecurity. Of course, the lead story in the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper, we need to clean our electoral system. Abdul Salami Abubakar, former head of state, is making that statement. Of course, with a rush of elections being turned up and down at the electoral panels and appeal courts, we need to do better with our elections. Ruben and Rufai, we don't seem to have enough time.
We don't seem to have additional time. Thank you very much indeed.